What's up, people? This is Rob Barrington here, and I'm here for the analysis video of my Friday YouTube duplicate game on Bridge Base. That's right, every week you can play in a 12-board duplicate and get an analysis video for free right on YouTube. It is a good time to grab your partner, set aside 3:30 p.m. Eastern time on Fridays, and play in this nice 12-board tournament. It takes a little bit over an hour. It's super easy to find, and it's a great way to play and learn with me as your guide. So let me show you how to find this, folks, every week. It is the Friday duplicate game. You do not have to sign up anywhere other than Bridge Base during that day and right before the tournament starts. You'll be able to see it about a couple hours before it starts, but you don't need to sign up anytime before it starts, which is 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. So I was just on the homepage of Bridge Base. I'm clicking on competitive. That's what I want to click on, competitive. And then the next click is going to be free tournaments. It is a totally free tournament. And that is where we're going to click. And you will see there's usually going to be a couple things here from me if you're one of my students. Number one is the weekend game. That is that robot tournament I run with the other pros. That's the weekend pro-am. It's an individual tournament, which means you're just playing with a robot. And if you want to sign up for that, folks, I'll leave a link in for you. Very popular, lots of people playing, and a lot of fun. This, however, is what we're talking about. This is our YouTube duplicate game. You, your partner, a robot, a new friend can play in this game every week. It is a real duplicate game, so you're going to have to commit to playing 12 boards. It'll take a little bit over an hour. It's about 6 minutes total of boards, so that's 72 minutes total. You'll get to meet some new players. You'll play against different pairs, and you'll be scored at the end. And then you'll see a full analysis of all 12 boards with yours truly as the guide. So let me show you what you do. You simply go down here, and you click on that, and there it is. It brings you to a page that can help you invite your partner. The only detail is make sure your partner is signed in. They can't actually accept your invite if they're signed into Bridge Base. So let's say I wanted to play with Brad Moss. I would just say, hey, Brad, can you play with me? Invite. And usually you've already talked beforehand. You've made an idea or a plan to play in this. And if you're logged in, you're in. If your partner's not available or you can't find somebody to play at the partnership desk, you can play with a robot as well. This is only 29 cents. In fact, it is the only charge you'll incur for this entire event, including the analysis, is if you want to play with a robot. It can be a lot of fun. If you're used to the robots, it's a pretty stable partner to have, even if you're playing against human beings at each of the other tables. And the third option is maybe the best one if you're looking for a new partner for the long term. This is the partnership desk. It's right at the top. So our tournament settings are all at the top of the list. So you can see register, details, entries, and then the partnership desk. Here, this has the link right for the YouTube channel afterwards. Also, I'm sure you can find that if you just say Bridge Lesson on YouTube. It'll be the first thing that comes up. All right, so the partnership desk has 3 names on it, and you can add your name to it this way on the lower left-hand corner. Add your name, and I've just added Scuba Pro. This is my alternate account because I'm using my other one right now. And once I find a partner, I can remove my name, and now I'm off that list. So here, folks, you can see 3 people are looking for partners. You can also just click on their name. They'll usually have some description. You can say, hey there. I am looking to play, what would you like to try to play? Here's my system. You can have a discussion in the chat with them and or find another way to connect. But this is a great way to not only practice what you're learning, but also get a chance to play and learn right afterwards with some analysis from me. I talk about all 12 boards and maybe find a new long-term partner for you. So that is where you're going to find this, folks. And let's jump back in and go over the analysis of the tournament we just played, which was October 7th of 2022. And here, folks, this starts with East having an interesting decision. And what I did last week, I'm going to do the same thing I did this week. I'm going to sit for 3 boards in each chair at the table. And instead of starting North this week, I'm starting East. So I'm sitting as the East player. My right-hand opponent, North, is open 1 spade, and I'm deciding what to do with this hand. And I'm going to double. And the reason I'm going to double, folks, is because I have an opening hand, and I happen to not hate it too much. And it's because I actually do have 4 cards in the other major suit. I would prefer more shape and or more points to get in here, but I'm not vulnerable. And in this case, I getting it over the edge because I do have the 4 of the other major. If I put an extra club or diamond here and I take away the 4th heart, I would tend to pass here, but still, you're taking a little bit of risk of not getting in there and showing not only maybe what might be the best hand from your side, but the fact that you can play in the other major suit. So all things considered, I'm stretching the double. And now it goes 2 diamonds. Our partner bids 2 hearts, and it goes 2 spades. We have to recognize we don't bid again, folks. We don't bid again because we doubled. We showed our partner exactly what we had. And hey, look, if partner wants to compete, fine, and that's exactly what they do. They compete to the 3 level. We're still out of it for the same reasons discussed, and now it's our easy opening lead of the ace of hearts. Wow, look at the dummy. Right, so at this point, as the defender, I would just look at that and I'd say that's 8 points in dummy. Recognize that they've played the queen of hearts to trick 1 for some reason. I'm not sure why, but they had 8 points in the dummy. Our right-hand opponent opened the bidding and then bid a lot of spades. So we should expect 6 or 7 spades in their hand. That's 13 total points I would give them at least, and we had 12, right? So that's 25, 33. It means partner could have around 7 points, and that should make some sense to you. They did make a free bid in this case over our 2 diamond call. And let's show you just the auction just to remind everybody. So here, when partner actually chooses to bid after South takes away the force, partner has some values, right? So that's not surprising that we would gauge they have that many. Here, I don't care what's happening. I have no reason not to cash the king of hearts. And now we get a piece of information. So if we're counting, we know that North here started with only 1 heart, right? So let's keep track of that. When they play the 10 of diamonds, we definitely are going to play low there. And now we've got an account of diamonds, folks. Take a look. All right, so how did we get the diamond count? Well, dummy started with 6. We had 3. That's 9. And this is the second round of diamonds with both of those players following, the West and the North players. So here, we happen to know that there are no diamonds left in either of their hands, which means our right-hand opponent started with 1 heart and 2 diamonds. So they had 10 cards in the black suits. They're either 7-3 or 6-4, I would say. Those seem like the most likely possibilities here. Not surprisingly, they're playing some trump. Well, I guess we'll maybe see how many trump they have pretty quickly. All right. Okay, there we go. What's their count, folks? What's their shape? This is amazing. If we're paying attention, we know this hand entirely, right? We know that righty, because we just saw them draw 3 rounds of trump, and all of us follow West and North, right? 3 from partner, 3 from us, that's 6. 1 from dummy, that's 7. They bid and rebid and then rebid spades. So they have at least 6, and then now it turns out exactly 6. So what's their shape? 6 spades, 1 heart, 2 diamonds, which means they have 4 clubs. Make your play in the club suit, folks. I'm playing low, right? Here, I know righty has 4 clubs, right? So partner has exactly 2, it looks like, because I believe they did pitch a club from dummy. If I'm correct, they had 1 spade, they had 2 hearts, and they had 4 clubs and 6 diamonds. So yeah, so here we play low, right? Because partner might have like short honors or just need to kind of get in there and pump another heart. Not that we're gonna tap them in any way. Now the second one, make your play. What do you do? Do you think they have the ace king to your right? No, no way. There's no way they would have played low from ace king 4th, knowing that they had 4 in the dummy. So here we can confidently play low again. Doesn't look like it mattered. They have the ace to our right, so they're gonna take our queen out right now with their ace, and then they should have a last club for a winner. Nice. See how easy it is to count? I'm just kidding. It's not that easy, folks, but it is a pretty good hand to see. So here, very good stuff, and a very nice look at this situation where we just have a beautiful run of not only getting in the auction and showing our hand, but our partner gets to compete and push them up to a level that we may have had a shot at beating. As it turns out, I mean, we did pretty well to get 4 tricks on this one. 2 clubs, 1 heart, and 1 diamond were all we were able to get. Notice they could do well. They should take 170 here with the North cards, because they should play the queen of diamonds to take that diamond finesse. It's weird that they took such a deep finesse with only 2 of those cards, right? Kind of odd that they chose to do that, but we'll take that as the East player here. So that's what we get to on board number 1. For our purposes as East-West, we would have been defending 3 spades and letting them make 3 for minus 140. I think that would be a pretty good result. All right, number 2 coming up next. All right, board 2, much easier decision to start with. We only have a 9 count. We're out of this one to start. Ooh, 3 hearts double. I love this. So I don't love this, but I know that I'm going to prefer defending on this. So I love that they've doubled because honestly, their choice is all 3 of my best suits. They're going to play no trump. Okay. We'll go okay with that. I mean, we have a 9 count, and ooh, it looks like partner suit's pretty bad, huh? Partner probably has like Queen, Jack, 10, 7th of hearts. So let's see what we can figure out on this hand. We see that there's 15 points in the dummy. I kind of like we're doing a little defense action here. Because this is a lost part of the game for a lot of you. You're not thinking about a lot of this. So 15-9. And what did West do? West passed originally and then bid 3-0. So that sounds like probably like a 10 or 11 count that they didn't open. So let's give them 10. All right, so 15-9, that's 24, that's 34. So partner has about 6, which means actually they probably have a card outside of hearts. And we can be very confident with this because South, our lefty over here, Declare, their hand is very well known because they passed originally. So here, I think partner has a card outside of hearts. I don't know what it is. It's not in spades. It's either the King of Diamonds or the Queen of Clubs, both of which would be probably welcome cards for a partner to have in this situation. Let's see how well they're going to do here. Well, they're taking a club finesse right away. That's not the best thing for them. That means that either they are super short in clubs and they're just setting up some sort of weird try to rough situation, or I'm hoping partner has the King of Diamonds, and also I get to wipe off that Ace of Diamonds entry, and that's not happening. Good thing is they could have taken his Diamond finesse anyway, so it seems like partner has the Queen of Clubs now. So what are they doing? Heart. So we can rough this. We'll do that. Oh, we're not. I'm so stupid. I'm like playing in spades right now, but it's really we're playing 3-0 trump. So let's. This is gonna happen, folks. But I'm tempted to stop this and start recording it again, but whatever. Let's deal with the insanity here. What's happened so far? My goodness. It went heart by partner, good, and we had to play a heart. And then it went club, which we won with the jack, and then whatever. We probably would have done this anyway. We can't return a heart. That's the problem. So we would have returned a diamond. We haven't lost anything. Thank goodness. Jesus. Now I'm going to just play a spade. Here in a normal situation, I would either false card or choose to play the 8. It would depend on how desperately I wanted to be on lead. I wouldn't want to be. I would always false card here in this situation normally because my partner preempted. So I know that they kind of are going to know that my signals aren't really going to matter. And obviously, for the robot, it's irrelevant. They certainly don't do any signaling either. This is interesting. I might want to duck this. If I didn't fear I might get end played later. So I'm going to win, and part of me wants to fire another diamond, but that could be bad if I'm just going to exit a spade and make them lead from dummy at some point. Okay, there's a diamond. Yeah, see, a diamond to the 10. They've figured that situation out. Now weird that they didn't unblock diamonds now. Yeah, now they're doing it. And now a spade. Okay. And it looks like we'll take the last trick. Or they just had to be cute and then play us for the last trick. Nice job, robots. Let's take a little look at the history section over here on this one. So, I love 3 hearts by partner. Notice the vulnerability is amazing. We are in third chair, or they are in third chair, and we're not vulnerable versus vulnerable. And the suit, even though it doesn't have the ace king, that's a darn good suit, folks. The shape is good, 7, 3, 2, 1. All things systems go, 3 hearts. And it's so much more important to do it in this third chair because you really know. When you hold a 5 count in third chair, you know lefty has some sort of good hand. This is one of their lower values at this point. So very good preempt by partner, but the robots did an excellent job of getting to the right place. South, interesting. South may choose to open this at some chairs. I think aggressive players might open this a diamond. I still think West should bid 3 hearts, and you're going to have an interesting choice there. You're probably going to have to be forced to double with the north hand. I don't know. Even though you're going to show 4 spades, If it goes a diamond, three hearts, it's a very terrible auction for North. Let's put it that way, right? But here, if it goes past three hearts, it becomes pretty simple. Notice they don't have to have ideal shape to double, right? They have certainly gobbled up some room and made it tough. They have to get in there with the heart shortness, even though they don't have four spades. It doesn't matter. They've gotten themselves to the right spot, and it's funny they did a good job choosing no trump with ace king fourth of hearts, knowing that they're not guaranteed to have a spade bet. Good job, robots. All right, let's see the third board here, folks. And let's get back to the right screen to play it. All right, so this is our last chance as the East player. And interesting, we have a nice 13 count, one heart pass. If I had 5 clubs and 4 spades, I would bid 2 clubs. Here, I just bid 1 spade, right? And now I see 1 no trump. I'm not gonna mess with this at all, and I'm gonna remember my instructions from last time. So the robot is gonna play this very quickly once I do this. In fact, let's let the robot do this. I'm okay with letting them play. It kind of makes this a little more quicker, and we can critique their play afterwards. But the important thing to recognize in this situation is when we have this auction, the information is pristine, right? We know partner doesn't have a 6th heart. We know we have game. We know we do not have a fit in a major, so what do? We play game. There's no new minor forcing. There's nothing to determine anymore, right? Your job here is to get your side to game and to make as many tricks as possible. The robot's taking an interesting line here. And again, we'll cycle through this as quick as we can, and we'll sweat the results afterwards. I think the robot's going to take 10 tricks, though. Okay, let's see. All right, so, I mean, the auction is great. In fact, West, I would open a no trump with the West hand. That's a good upgrade, right? A solid 14 with a 5-card suit. I mean, the robot doesn't do that very often, and I'm guessing most of you opened a heart. North is sitting there going, please play hearts, please play hearts. It's not happening. So 1 spade, 1 no, 3 no. What did the North player lead there? Yeah, it's a tough choice for North. They don't want to lead a 4th best heart into Declare's 5-card heart suit. The 7 of clubs makes way more sense, though. And in fact, look how good the 7 of clubs ends up being for them, right? It's amazing. We get to start, or north-south, get to start with their best club. In fact, I would guess if we show some double dummy action and we just back up a second, yeah, the spade is the worst choice for sure, because it gives us time, right? It gives us time to set up every one of our side tricks. And on this, we start with 2 diamonds, 3 spades for 5, the ace of clubs for 6, and just the ace of hearts for 7. So as the declarer over here in the West chair, I'm starting with 7. Where are my extra tricks most likely going to come from? Well, hearts for sure. And then who knows? Maybe 1 in diamonds, maybe 1 in spades. We'll see how the robot played it, though. This is not a shoe-in spot here, so the spade was nice. They decided to test spades right away, and they were disappointed, right? They see the spades didn't break, but now it's time to just play a heart. Weird that they didn't choose to finesse in some way here. But very weird, right? So they were just playing for some sort of break and or good position in the spot cards here. We didn't get either, though. So at this point, we really, the robot still is going to make it. But if we count our winners just from this point, right, we've taken 1 so far. They have 2 diamonds left. That's 6. The queen of hearts is 7, and only the ace of clubs for 8. So something happened here for them to get an extra trick, and I think what they ended up doing is, it seems like they guessed diamonds correctly, right? That queen, really, you would guess would have the jack along with it, right? But as it turns out, the robot got this right. They hopped up with the king, and then they immediately took a diamond finesse. I guess this is robot on robot crime, right? They figured out, they double duped themselves. And then, wow, fascinating. Look at how good this is for the robot. They played low to the 10 successfully. And now they saw that the North player had shortened their heart suit at some point. So now they just ducked a heart. And there's their 10th trick. They created this little 2 of hearts as their 10th trick. And they have this nice position in dummy. Worst case from this moment forward, after North takes that 10 of hearts, as far as the declare is concerned, their worst possibility is that they get to take a spade, but they didn't. Right, so here, well done, robot. We'll give you that. And that is it for us sitting in the East chair. I'm going to stand up and sit now south, and we're going to play 3 more boards. Okay, I've moved my chair. I'm sitting in the south chair now, and we are on board number 4. And I get to see 1 spade, 2 diamonds by our partner, 2 spades on our right. I raise my partner in these situations, folks. I give my partner a nice raise, and now I consider what to do over 3 spades. I have a pretty decent hand for defense. And why do I say that? Well, I mean, I have an 8 count. My partner probably has near an opening hand, and the opponents are at the 3 level. I have all of my honors outside of the trump suit. I do have a lot of trump, but no good cards there. And I also don't want to do 2 things here. I don't want to go minus too much at the 4 level when we can just be defending 3 spades and go minus 140 or maybe even plus. But also a side real terror for us is if we decide to bid 4 diamonds, we may be convincing them to bid a game that they're not willing to bid themselves, right? So be mindful of that. The worst case scenario here on the downside is minus 140 by letting them play 3 spades, right? So here you're not unhappy about letting them do this. We will try to give partner a signal here. I don't know if they're going to take it, but okay. We're trying to maybe suggest partner lead a heart, because this is probably going to get rough here. Unless partner only has 5 of their suit to overcall, but usually they should be having 6, and the robot did a good job there. All right, this is not looking good when they play club to the ace right away. Wow, partner had a couple. Partner just can't figure out that heart suit is probably going to be okay for us. My goodness. All right, you got to take the good with the bad with these bots here, I suppose. My gosh. Okay. Yuck, 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 yuck. So let's just let this be a defensive lesson for you. It's important. When the opponents are setting up a nice long suit, like on this hand, all right. So you've recognized you're not taking any more diamonds. You've been gifted 2 spade tricks, right? You can't really be messing around with clubs because your tricks are elsewhere, right? You've seen that the declare has a nice long side suit that's going to be able to pitch losers. So what we need to do is we need to get our tricks if we're getting them in these suits. Luckily for our purposes, we only get 1 hard trick because they have a nice position behind us they can always take advantage of anyway. But in general, folks, you're really in a hurry to get your side suit winners when you see a source of tricks like this. So let that be, sink in, and maybe we'll try to give that lesson to the robots as well. All right, next case, board number 5, pass and no trump. We're gonna defend again. It looks like I'm not unhappy with that. Well, let's just let this go. Make your lead choice, folks. What would you do? You have 2 choices here, and the best choice when it's a non-suit auction, when it's just no trump exclusively, is to find a major to lead. It's not, opening leads are disgustingly awful, right? You're not going to make an amazing lead every time. In fact, you're frequently going to make terrible leads as a result, or your leads are going to lead to terrible results frequently. But don't let that get you down. Everybody's leads lead to terrible results. It's the hardest thing to do in bridge. And yeah, wow, it looks like they have a heck of a lot of club tricks. But whoa, look at this. They're giving us a chance. They're leading diamonds on the side here for some reason. It looks like they're trying to create a trick before they run the rest of their clubs. Okay. I should have counted the points. I failed to do that before we started, folks. But hopefully it's not going to make a huge difference for us. Because it really can. If we don't know what's going on, it's certainly a little scary at the end here, but I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, partner has the ace of spades. Or declare us. It looks like they could always have taken that. So yeah, 5 clubs. They guessed diamonds correctly. My gosh, robot did well here. What I mean by guessing diamonds correctly is take a look at how they did this. We let a heart, and that was unfortunate that partner decided to play the 10 of hearts and not the king. But I guess they just figured we were going to be setting a hard trick at some point for them. I don't know. But that gave them 1 trick, but deprived them of a pitch, essentially. So ace of clubs, club, or whatever. I mean, they're always getting a hard trick, essentially. So partner didn't do anything bad there, again. So here, that's the problem right there. There's that beautiful, beautiful guess that we gave them, right? what are we supposed to do when they lead low from dummy, folks? We're supposed to make them guess that situation. Now, I know it's uncomfortable for that bot there with the 10 of diamonds, but they can't necessarily know what's happening. And the one thing that they do understand is that the clubs are running. So maybe they panicked a little bit, but I don't think you really need to. Make sure you're just playing normal bridge, play second hand low, because sometimes you might just be setting up a whole bunch of tricks. What if declared just said king, queen, jack of diamonds here? Now you've given them an easy way to set up all those. Not that they can't do that again the next trick, but just be mindful of this. Give them a chance to guess. If we guess it for them, they don't have a problem taking that extra trick. All right, number 6. There we go. Last chance to excel as the south player, and we were busted on this seat, really. 1 spade. Yeah, look at that splinter bid by the robots. All right. 1 spade, 4 diamonds. Let's just look at the auction before we start. I have 4 card support for your spades, and I have shortness in diamonds, and it looks like West just chose to bid 4 spades afterwards. I always hope they're missing a slam in this situation, if that's what's happening. Partner leads a club. Yeah, yuck. Third hand high. All right. Now, let's see. Well, I guess we'll take the ace of spades, and what was that club lead? That's the weird thing. Was it shortness, possibly? Are we in a rush to get our diamond trick is the question. It doesn't seem like they're going to be pitching diamonds from dummy, right? And here, I mean, they might even have the ace of diamonds to our left. So I'm just going to see what partner's lead was, and apparently it was nothing productive for our side. I'm not worried about the diamond going away at all. Right? They would need to have 5 hearts or a 5th club as well for that diamond to be going away. So we will now just pitch. Diamond pitches from their hand are no problem. And there they go. All right, they have the queen of hearts also. This is good for us. they have a lot. They have a lot of tricks, especially when they're roughing, when they have winners and dummy. There you go. Hopefully this was a good score for us. I would guess. I would guess this would be pretty good for us in general. And the reason is West has a slammy type hand. I think they probably just feared the number of values they had in the short suit. I will tell you this, when your partner shows shortness, aces are usually good, right? Because especially if it's a singleton, you're just taking away that one loser, and now it's out. These are the cards that end up being wasted values, right? That queen would just be better somewhere else. However, that's a pretty good hand with extra values, and they happen to know they're short in hearts, their partner's short in diamonds. I would try to bid a slam with that hand, folks. You can go a number of different ways. You can bid 4 hearts and see if partner cooperates, but I really think 4 no trump could be reasonable as well. See what's going on with those key cards. You need to find out about this one as well and make your decision afterwards. You happen to know you have only 1 diamond loser, and you have extra values as the opening bidder opposite a splinter bid. So if I'm short in 2 different suits in the hands, I like to at least explore slam. I think 4 hearts is a good start for that. All right, number 7, we are going to start as the West player now. So let me move my seats. It seems like I'm rotating myself around the table to non-opening hands for the most part. So here with a 9 count, we're going to pass. Ooh, nice. Our partner opened a diamond. I'm going to bid a no trump here. I know that might scare the dickens out of all of you, and I think I'm aging myself with that statement already. But this is going to scare you because you have no major suit stoppers, and I don't blame you for being scared. 2 diamonds is your other option, which should still be an inverted minor suit raise, and that would show like 10 or more points and a fit for diamonds. I don't love that, and I don't mind a no trump because I know that this is not necessarily where we're going to end up, even though now I can see we're going to be in 3 no trump. But in these cases, I'm okay playing no trump if we have enough values to do so, because I have a reasonable 9 count, and you can see partner does have the majors on this hand. If we were to have bid 2 diamonds, I think partner would have just bid 3 no trump on this hand. So either way, we were getting to the same spot. And luckily, the other slight reason I chose to do this as well, is I don't want the robot playing too many of these boards. They play too speedily. So simple process as usual, and this goes along with the defense decisions and declare decisions, the new courses I have on the site. We're going to count our winners first, always, and we have what I would see as 8. 3 clubs, the ace, king, queen, 2 diamonds, ace and king, 1 heart, and 2 spades for 8 total tricks. Where are our extra tricks possibly going to come from? Well, honestly, I think a number of places, not even excluding hearts. We may, in fact, if they've made a weird 3-card heart lead, we may, in fact, get a heart trick or promote one of these spot cards. I would say the most likely place for extra tricks, though, is diamonds, and we have 2 shots at it. If we can find the queen of diamonds to our left, we can take a winning finesse, or if the suit just breaks 3-3, or if the queen and 10 of diamonds are tight, doubleton. So a lot of ways to get our 9th trick. The moral to this story is we can afford to play low because we're not worried about them switching to anything else, and we're not going minus any extra tricks here. What I mean by that is if we only have 8 winners already, if we let them win 2 tricks, are we in trouble? No, we can let them win 4 tricks and still be okay. So I'm going to duck again, right? And here I'm going to unblock my 9 in case it's relevant. And now we get a nice switch. We love this, right? Because now they're just helping us kind of manage this hand. Diamonds is interesting. I would like to play a club to my king first and lead a low diamond to the jack. And this is because I want to have a little play for this 9 later if possible. And now we're going to see what's happening in hearts, folks. This is the 3rd round of hearts. Hearts did not break evenly, unfortunately. But our left-hand opponent pitched a diamond. We like that. And, ooh, there's that 10. Bingo. All right, now we'll take this. Righty pitched a club. We're going to keep track of that. Clubs, we've played 2 rounds. We started with 6. And if I'm going to reconstruct this is how I do it in my head. I started with 6, played 2 rounds before, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11 right there. All right, so I'm going to play another diamond. I'm going to hope they pitch another club. Oh, that's 12. And that's 13. And now we have to make a choice here. Where was that long heart? It was in righty, I think, right? So here we just have, it doesn't matter. You have the 3 clubs is good. We had a claim. We just have to count to remember that, right? And notice I didn't count clubs right away, but if you can remember a couple tricks back, you can reconstruct it and see if it becomes relevant. And there, happy we got to, first of all, declare one finally, but also go mightily plus on this. Really, really nice. And just counting that club suit helped us out so much, right? At the end, if you're not counting, you're going to have really no way other than blind luck to know what's going on with this 3 of clubs, right? So let's get over here and recognize I'm playing in the west chair. So at this moment, once we play another diamond and cash a club, we need to know that that's not a false card, that is the last club left. Will you know that? I don't know. Will you take the risk? Who knows? But if you count, you will absolutely know. Absolutely. All right, so let's take a look at number 8, a second board as the West player here. If I can actually redeal correctly. Easy pass for us. It seems like this is the spot we're in. Ooh, nice. 1 club, our partner overcalled the heart. Always raise, right? This is a law of total tricks situation. We have 8 trumps. We raise to the 2 level. And then we pass. We have nothing else to do, and we certainly don't want to compete. We're thinking still, once again, about the law of total tricks in these spots, and that says we can safely compete to the level that's equal to the number of trumps we have when we presume both sides have fits. And here we only have 8 trumps, which means that's the 8 trick level. And not surprisingly, it's board 8. So, I mean, all things are pointing towards 8 tricks on this hand. So we're going to pass 2 spades. I don't know... Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if our right-hand opponent here, who is south in this case, is going to have 4 spades, which might be okay for us here. They might be in a misfit. So we'll play the 10. Nice. And let's just remind ourselves our partner has 5 hearts. They overcalled 1 heart. That's it. We don't have to play anything but low here. Thought we might score that jack. That's interesting. Do we want to play a heart now or later? I think we'll play it now, and then we'll just plunk that on the table. Because they're always roughing this, right? We're out of spades, so they're never going to not be able to rough this, essentially. If that makes grammatical sense, probably not. Partner cashing a spade there. We like that. Let's go, partner. Well, it looks like partner just destroyed these guys. They just had long trumps. Not shocking. They were only in a 4-3 fit, and that goes to show you that double by East was probably not necessary on this hand. If we take a look at the history here, yeah, after 2 hearts, I think they could let it go. Right? They could probably just say, okay, we don't have to be bidding with this hand, but they could not resist. And they end up being just down a couple on this one. So 2 spades down 2. East-west, let's see. What could they make? They would probably lose a couple of spades because they're going to guess this incorrectly most of the time. They won't lose a heart if they guess that right. They'll lose a couple of diamonds and maybe a club. So they can probably only make 2 spades or 2 hearts as well. So 2 spades might just be the par result here. Okay, number 9. Here it comes. And we're going to be west again for the last time. 1 no trump on our right. Okay, make your lead, folks. What do you do? Again, major suits are warranted here, and this is a classic top of an interior sequence. Don't lead the 3 of spades on this one. We want to lead the 10 of spades because that is an honor, and it has a sequence below it and an honor above it. So an interior sequence is a high honor, a gap of some number of cards, sometimes 1 or 2, and then a sequence of honors after that. And here you don't need 3 to lead a sequence because we happen to have the honor above it. So 10 it is, and we see the king gets forced out, and I like to slow down, especially if I didn't see everything right away, and just take a moment to construct the hand before I go forward. It's good practice for you guys playing with the robots, and this is one of those times we have a lot of information. We started with 8 points. The right-hand opponent south open and no trump, so they have 16. We have 8, that's 24, and dummy has 6, that's 30, which means partner has about 10 total points over there. And yeah, just confirming partner, the lefty didn't have any play to that first trick. All right, so here, nothing really to do here. If we're playing with a real person, we would give count playing low here. Okay, spade to the queen. And ace, we'll take that. Now what? What do you think, folks? It's weird that they played spades, and it's also weird that partner popped up with the jack. The 9 of spades is a winner, but if we cash it, what are we doing? We're probably setting up a winner in the opponent's hand already. So I don't think I want to do that right now. I'm nervous about this play is what I'm trying to say. But what are my choices of leads outside of this? I don't really have any good ones. Yep, we're going to play the 7 of diamonds. Okay, maybe we created a diamond trick for partner over there. And here they go. Now they're forcing out. They're forcing this position. If I trusted partner, I would lead a heart. I can't, and I can't lead a club either. So I am legitimately just trying to find the safest way out of my hand. And now I'll hope I can find a way to pitch accordingly. I think partner has a card somewhere over there. This is bad. Yeah, I needed to not pitch that card. Oh, good. I guess it didn't matter. Partner did have a slow winner in that suit. Bingo. We'll take it. All right. Weird hand to defend, and it looks like they just have scattered tricks everywhere in this hand. They can take 3 diamonds, 2 clubs always. And then they grinded a couple of spade tricks together and ended up, I think, taking 1 heart as well. We were all over the place on this hand. As it turns out, the 10 of spades ends up being, something we could hold them with, but it doesn't work out that well for us. It goes 10 of spades, king, and now 8 of diamonds. Partner's very disciplined there. This is the tip-off, by the way. When they start playing a suit, they're doing it for a reason. They can see a winner in this. So what we do, and notice if we had cashed, if we'll play low, we're finessing ourselves and giving them a trick. We just needed to kind of continue to be passive on this one. And then, unfortunately, this is the time where we needed to switch to a club as our partner. Or we could have done it the trick before. We're kind of guessing what to return here. A club would have done well for us, but when partner gets in with the diamond, right, a club would also be okay for them here. Right, so at that point, we popped them 1 extra trick up without getting it right, but that's okay. We'll take that. And I don't mind messing around and playing these hands with the robot. It's kind of fun to see their take on this. And easy 1 no trump opening by the south player, right? This is standard all around, and it's a fun defensive hand because it's one of those split deck hands. All right, let's see where we did. Oh, sorry, I have to change to the north chair for the last 3 boards. Let's do that right now. Okay, folks, now I'm sitting north for the last 3 boards, and I see my right-hand opponent open a club. What am I going to do here? I would love to double. But I don't have an opening hand. So if I had some more points, I would double, or if I was a passed hand, I might consider it with this kind of low 9 count, even though that would be a little stretch as well. So we are out of this auction. It goes a diamond, a heart. We're still out of this auction. If we had a way to show both of the suits we had here, we might make a delayed double with only this 9 count because we did make a passed hand, but here, obviously, that's not happening. And now we will just watch whatever the heck they do. Okay, so before we make our lead, there it goes. A club, a diamond, a heart. 2 clubs, 2 spades, 3 clubs. Okay. So it sounds like West, before I even make my lead, has 4-4 in the majors and 3 or 4 clubs. Okay. And that's because they opened a club and they bid both major suits. And what are they showing with their values here? I mean, this could have been some sort of weird play for no trump as well. The diamond and then taking a preference and then preference. So it seems like East probably just has like 5 diamonds and 4 clubs or something like that, and 2-2-ish in the majors. Either way, I'm going to lead a club. I know the opponents have discussed all of the suits, right? So when they discuss a lot of suits and settle on one of them, it usually means they're going to be trumping in not one but both hands, because East, our left-hand opponent over here, is very likely going to be short in West's other suits and vice versa. So we want to keep them from trumping this hand. And we have good cards in these major suits that we want to protect. Sorry, what was that first trick there? It was just a low club. Partner won it, and they returned a club. Nice. All right, we'll take that. Let's see. And here they're going to obviously try to trump some spades right away. And we've kept that to as minimum a number as possible at this point. Here comes another spade. Yep. All right, good. I'm going to cash a spade. Let's go. And I'm going to leave the 10 of diamonds. All right, so safely exiting. I'm going to wait for a heart trick later, basically, if it's coming. And it might be coming in more than one form here. Boom, boom. All right, so here they ended up getting a rough at the end, but we took too many tricks beforehand. And notice how good a trump lead is, folks. We don't want them to cross rough this hand. Let's say we let a diamond. It would go ace of diamonds, ace of spades, rough a spade. Or probably not. They would try to cross rough this hand as much as they possibly could. They probably wouldn't even take a heart finesse. They would just cash the ace and just cross rough until we could eventually over rough one of their suits, right? So leading trump, very important in contracts like this. If you did not lead trump, in fact, let's look at the results and see what the opening lead choices would have been. I was sitting in the north chair here, so let's just take a look. What's double dummy say? Yeah, so I guess any lead other than a heart would be fine, but for my money, I want to lead clubs. I want to lead trump always on this hand. And when we fire right away and we get 2 rounds off, we've now just crippled the number of trumps they can take, not just in one hand but the other. And at this point, we've led them down to destruction, I hope, right? I think what has to happen, folks, is let's take a look. I think if they hop ace of clubs, they do better. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. So the robot can avoid a second round of trump being drawn just by hopping ace. Not the worst idea here if they really want to crank out a lot of cross roughing on this hand. Okay, 2 boards to go. And we are still on board 10. Let's get to board 11. 1 spade pass to you. Wow. Interesting. So I know you might look at this hand and say, hey, I only have 12 points and 13 points is a game force. That is not true when you have this sort of value, right? This is a strong, strong hand with 6 solid in a suit, and we're really hoping to find some safe place to play this that's going to be okay, and I think we have, and it's going to be 3-no trump. Our runner opened spades and clubs, and lefty bid 2 hearts. I don't have a great heart stopper, but I have one, and I have 6 tricks in my own hand. I'm exceptionally happy to bid 3-no trump. And now we will sit back and wait to see how many hearts they take. We are not going to let the opponents in on this hand ever. We are just going to defend our position as we can, and now we'll take the rest, basically. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 tricks and only 10 cards left. So easy claim, easy 3-no, which is why, folks, we bid 3-no trump when we have lots of tricks, right? This is a hand. When I see the north hand, I'm thinking 3-no trump immediately, or 4 hearts, right? I would love to find a heart fit if I can, and 2 diamonds is a means to an end for that as well. But really, if I can't find a major suit fit, I'm just wanting to play 3-no trump because I have 6 rippers on top of partner's opening hand, right? If I can just get this, it's easy to play always. And here they did a good job of taking their ace, king, queen of hearts, because notice the spades were going to come down for 5 winners. Jack 10 third was onside. Not that we had to finesse it. Jack 10 third is just out there, right? So we're going to get 5 spades, 6 diamonds for 11, and the ace of clubs for 12. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. They did a good job to get their 3 tricks. All right, last chance to excel. Board number 12, still sitting in the north chair. And finally, I guess north was where we needed to sit all day. I only have 11. I like this 11. It's not quite ace, king, ace. Now, what I mean by that is if I ever have ace, king, ace. So let me construct this hand this way and make this like the 8 of diamonds. If that's my hand, I open it 100% of the time. I don't even question it. It's not worth the discussion because I have 3 quick tricks. Ace, king in one suit, ace in another. I'm very close to that holding here, and I love my shape. So I'm going to open a diamond. Partner makes the inverted minor suit raise. Interesting. I'm going to bid 2 spades on this one. And I'm going to pass 3 diamonds maybe. Yeah. So partner's showing a minimum hand here. Whenever we make this inverted minor suit raise, we're showing a minimum. All right. We're showing 10 plus points. But then, when either side returns to their trump suit, the minor suit, that is showing a minimum for whatever they've shown. So the opening bidder would be a minimum opening hand. The responder would be a minimum response. The reason I bid 2 spades here is I know I have a heart stopper also, but that's a singleton ace. That is not much of a stopper. That's handled very quickly. And if we have a loser outside of that suit, it's a disaster. So with a relative minimum on my side, I'm happy to let this go and just go plus in 3 diamonds. And now look at this. Queen of spades on our left. I'm hoping that's a typical robot situation, which means they don't have the jack. So obviously in a real situation, I would expect the jack to be absolutely 100% to my left, unless this was a singleton queen, right? So here I would just expect that jack of spades to be offside, but it's the robot and they're super weird. So I'm not gonna do anything. I can't take a finesse that other direction, by the way. I don't have the 9 of spades, so the only way I'm going to win here is if it is, in fact, the way I think it is. And we'll find out right now. Spade. Let's go. Okay. Now we gain if they... Yeah, okay. So wait, what was that last spot card? All right, good. So we gained here. We're going to get to pitch a spade, or club. They are giving us a trick, and we have to recognize the 6 of spades is a winner. And we get to ditch that club. That's why I played spades first, because even if the spade is wrong, right, and it is very likely to be wrong, if they're 3-3, or in this case, if the spots just develop for us, we can pitch a club if they're sloppy, and they were, right? They were, because now we get to rough 2 hearts in our hand, and we get to rough 3 clubs and dummies, so that's an over trick for us, and if we were playing match points, that would be a heck of a good one, right? So here, all the rest are ours, plus 150. I would think that would be a pretty darn good score in match points, except I guess 5, 6, 7, 8. No, we only have 8 top tricks and no trump, and they could take 4 clubs right off the bat and whatever else they want later, right? So here, plus 150 is probably pretty good. So here are my results, folks. These are skewed because I played from different seats, but generally looks like board 1, 3 spades in the north making 3, board 2, 3 no trump, making 4 in the south, and 3 no trump making 4 in the west on board 3. And then it's 4, 5, and 6, 3 spades making 4, 1 no trump making 1 in the east, and then 4 spades making 4. So that was an east-west round. 7, 8, and 9, east-west 3 no trump. On 7, 2 spades in the north down 2. You remember this one? This was a fun board where they just kind of bid a lot and bid too much and balanced and went down 2. We like that one. 1 no trump in the south made 1 on board 9. And the last 3 were 1 west just going down in clubs, and then a couple of north-south contracts, 3 no trump and 3 diamonds. That's it, folks. And don't forget, you can play in this game every single week. It's a normal duplicate game. Grab your partner, grab a robot, or grab somebody from the partnership desk and play every single week. And join me here on YouTube for this analysis right afterwards. The game starts at 3:30 and ends probably about 4:45. So right around that time, I probably put it up just a bit before 5 p.m. It'll just premiere on YouTube like magic. So I hope to see you in this post-game video, folks. Hope you had a good time playing in the game, and I'll see you next week for the Friday game. Let's build it, folks.